heck is a segundo volante? Well, new team, new challenges, and it's an interesting confluence of events. We're in Latvia, and it's been a really good start to this season. We are currently in first place. We have yet to lose a game. The friendlies went off really well. The league games have gone off really well. I've learned my lesson from Georgia. Anytime I have a decent amount of break between games, I'm scheduling friendlies to keep the guys match fit. The good thing is, I've got 4 squads of players to choose from. The bad thing is I got 4 squads of players to choose from. And this is a situation similar to what we had in Georgia. Anybody who is not Latvian is a foreigner. There's no... I've looked, and I've probably missed it, but a player stays in Latvia for 3 years, 7 years, 9 years, whatever, they may become Latvian. So anybody on the squad who is not Latvian is a foreign player. I am only allowed 4 foreign players in the matchday squad. And as you can see, Timmy, Christian Dross, Michael Hosek, Leon Wamba, and Sunday Akinbule are probably my best players. I can only play 4 of them. And the other thing, in addition to that, is the talent and depth of the Latvian player base is pretty shallow, to be honest with you. I mean, you look at it. So, as an example, this is my senior squad. I have a bunch of unknown players on here, and I'm not quite sure why. I think it's because of games coming up where I have 3 squads playing at the same time, sort of thing. Yeah, and even then, players like Dennis Moroz and, half the guys on my bench are on the bench because I don't have anybody else who can play there. I've got my reserve squad guys, and frankly, what I need to do is go through and move some of these guys to the senior squad. Move him to the senior squad. I know I need defensive center backs and right backs on the senior squad. Move him to the senior squad. We'll move Pustersevics to the senior squad. This Pustersevics we won't. The other thing that's going on, and you can't really see it here because all these players are ineligible, about half my team is on amateur contracts. So the squad philosophy, the team philosophy actually makes a decent amount of sense, especially for a club this size and in this particular size league. You find youth players, even foreign youth players. They're not going to play in your senior matchday squad, but you bring them in young, you develop them, you sell them on for money. That is actually one of the sign players to sell for profit, reserving judgment. I haven't signed that very many players. Actually, I don't think I've gone through the transfer window since the last episode because the transfer window, I think, is like Georgia. It hasn't officially closed, and it's kind of year-round, but we'll take a look at it here real quick. And frankly, there just wasn't a lot going on. Alex Junevics went to Jelgava on a free. He was a young defensive center back who I believe had pretty much topped out. He was like 2-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. I mean, physically, he's got some potential. Mentally, he's nice. And, this would be pretty adequate for almost any level of football. Well, except the premier levels of football. Technically, not really all that good. On the ends, we brought in Victor Litvinskis. 28 years old, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. Brought him in because he can play defensive right back and defensive left back. Physically, not too bad. Mentally, the 4 determination is a bit of a bummer for me, but I can live with it because I wasn't planning on making him my full-time starter. He was going to be a bench guy. Michael Hosek, I brought in on a free. He is foreign, though. He's Czech Republic, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, 23 years old. Physically, he's going down. He picked up a niggling injury, and this is one of those cases where it's actually his acceleration is like 13.4 and it went down to 13.3, and they're saying, hey, he went down. So I'm not really panicking over that. The next time I check him, it's down to a 12, then I'll panic. Roberts, I don't know what that is over the S. I'm going to say Schlampe. Is a Latvian, 18 years old, can play everywhere on the left side. That's one of the reasons I picked him up. The key here to this squad is going to be players who can play more than one position. Because, frankly, this sort of depth on my bench is no bueno. So, as you can see, like, Neil Gringoffs is on an amateur contract. Kirill Lutsinkis is on an amateur contract. So we are actually going to move him up there. We're going to move Gringoffs up there. The 16-year-old I'm going to leave on the youth squad unless I'm absolutely desperate to bring him up. So the big issue is I've got players like Hosek. Well, he picked up a yellow card, so him sitting on the bench is actually fairly nice because the chances of him getting a yellow card are nil unless there's something going on way behind the scenes that I'm not aware of. But as a result, well, you know what? I brought these guys up. Now I'm gonna I got Leja starting at defensive center back. 1.5 star current ability, 3-star potential ability. Physically, he's interesting. Mentally, technically, not all that good. The 3 determination is a horror show. So what we're going to do then is just bring up Lusnikas, who is primarily defensive center back. He's a central defender on a stop. Mentally and physically, they're about the same, but his determination's nice. His marking and tackling are better, so we're going to make him a central defender. And, yep, he is. Stop her. That helps that a little bit. So as you can see, our depth is just not that great. It's one of those cases where, we got to keep looking for good Latvian players to bring on board, or Latvian players who are adequate depth. The thing that I kind of shot myself in the foot is all these guys here played on the reserve team. Well, the team 2, the Red Stars. No, the something Stars. I'm totally blanking on it. Anywho, they played on that squad today, and so if I take him and I put him to senior squad, he becomes eligible. He must have been on the bench for that game, so we'll move him up, and he will replace Solovekis. And the question is Litvinkus injured? I had picked up some injuries. Nope, Kamara and Putrasevics are out. So where's Litvinkus? He's suspended for the next match. Of course he is. So currently in the league, we are sitting in first place. 3 wins, 5 goals for, 1 goal against, a goal differential +4. We were playing Ventspils today, and this is one of the reasons I came back for this game. And then we have, who are we playing? We're playing a B squad, if I remember correctly. We are playing Valmiera 2 in the Latvian Cup second round match. So we've got our best available 11 set. We've got people on the bench taking up seats. The nice thing about this league is you have 9 on the bench. You can substitute 5, but if I'm substituting 5, things have gone horribly, horribly wrong. And this is the squad we're playing today. So we got Kudra Javsevs in goal, Titov, Lusnikis, Jaganitskis, and Dross as the defensive back 4. Gux, I'm going to say Gush, and Alpins as the midfielders, Akinbule and Ogani and Timmy as the attacking midfielders, and Serbajanovs and Wamba as the strikers. Both Wamba and Akinbule came to me at the beginning of the season and wanted to move. And I said, you know what? I will put you out there on transfer for your release clause. And if somebody wants to come get you, they can come get you. But I am not going to actively try and move you. And they're both like, thanks, boss. And now they're upset because no one is coming for them. And it's like, look, I can't force teams to buy you. Believe me, if I could, I would. So, but Akinbule and Wamba started the season on the injury list. They both hurt themselves in training. So not in a game, in training. And then my vice captain is unhappy with me. I'm not quite sure why, because I guess I made him a promise about improving the squad, and he doesn't think we've improved the squad. So I guess being in first place isn't improvement enough. I had a meeting with the team leaders, and they seem to think that I'm losing the locker room, which is interesting because we're only 4 games into the season. Oh, nice opportunity. Teed off. Gets the carom, and that highlight ends. And I'll fix that here in a minute. Timmy. Dispossessed. Mordatenko. Holds it up. Gets to Alexandrovich. 1-on-1. And he puts it far posted in. I did promise the club when I signed I would not look for another job for a year. And frankly, like I said in the previous episode, my plan here is what it was in Georgia. We're going to stay here 2-3 years. Into year 2, if we're in European football and making some noise, I will put some feelers out, see what's out there, see if we can't move to another league that's maybe in like the mid-50s or something like that. You know, I wouldn't mind going up to... Why is that not working? Should be able to drag over. These are the Michael Murray game day. I wonder if it's going to do this. Okay, the screen's going to look real funky here for a minute. There we go. That's what you get for playing on a widescreen monitor. I actually have a program called... what the hell is it called? I can't remember the name of it, but you can take your widescreen and set it up into zones. And so I have like a big zone here that's about 1920 by 1080, and then this other zone here for like if I have a Word document or something like that, when I'm looking at a scouting list that I've looked at previously or something like that, and I'm not quite sure what happened there, and it totally resized itself. Okay, it's not exactly the 21st century I was promised. Curse to Strodes, back to Curse. Back to Strodes. Crusadins to Strodes. Crusadins, Sevcooks. Out to Mordatenko. He drops it off to Barenfelds. He crosses it in, knocked away. Akinbule heads it forward. My strikers look at it and say, hey, look, a ball. Hoxha got behind, and he slots it away. Nuts. Oh, disallowed because he was offsides. Okay, small breaks. Small favors, small favors. Okay, drag this now. Drag it. Okay, we'll just have to live with it. Strodes. Drops it off to Crusadins, back to Strodes. Alexandrovich feeds Hoxha. He's on sides this time, but Kurdrajevics. Nice save. Corner kick in. Alexandrovich. Akinbule heads it away. Wamba. Okay, he came up and got it. Timmy. And he's fouled. Okay. Junovics to Strodes. Can we get one before the half, guys? Come on. Alexandrovich feeds Hoxha. No, we can't. And this is where I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet next match, or after, as George goes nuts, as probably the bunny rabbits are gallivanting across the front yard. Anyhow, as I was saying before George so rudely interrupted me, this is going to come down to a choice of, do I want my best players on the field if they're the attackers, or do I want my best players on the field if they're my defenders? And if we have another game like this, I'm probably going to say get my better players who are the defenders, my better foreign players on the field who are the defenders. Come on, guys. Hands on hips. Show me something else the second half. Oh, that's why. Okay. Lusnikas gives the ball away. Junovics to Chris. Back to Junovics. Crusadins. Alexandrovich. Feeds Hoxha again, who puts it far post. That was a nice pass. Oh, that was a nice pass. So, teams like, or your lower leagues like Championnat National in France have a rule, no more than 3 foreigners, but then it's France. The player pool is so much deeper. Here it's not, and it's one of the things we're going to have to deal with. Titov sends it in, knocked away. Mordatenko is being chased. Drops it off to Sevkuks. Krusatins, Alexandrovich. To Kurse, Mordatenko. To Kurse, to Mordatenko. Oh, guys, come on. The problem is, I don't know that I have anybody on the bench who can replace him. We'll bring on Tronikovs. Who knows, he can't do worse. Gooks is doing horribly, and my only replacement. Well, you know what? If we move if we move Timmy back, we move Serbanjovs over. Bully can play striker. Timmy likes to be a box-to-box. Alpens can be central mid. Okay, that actually works out. Well, guys, let's break up the clean sheet. I don't know that I want to see this again. Titov sends it in. Wamba's there, and he puts it in far post off the header. Very nice. His first goal of the season off a set piece. We break up the clean sheet. That's not bad. Nice header. Good cross in. Alexandrovich. Well, Timmy took the ball away, but Mordatenko got it back. He sails a shot wide. Titov on the throw-in. Akinbully heads it forward. Wamba's there, and he gets another one in the space of a couple of minutes. Nice header going backwards. Just flicked his head and knocked it back. Part of me says I'm going to have to find the middle ground, play 2 of my better foreigners on defense and 2 of my better forward players on offense, and fill the rest in with the homegrown players. Well, we lose 4-2, but a couple of nice goals by Wamba was very, very nice. The heck is up with our shape? That's almost a 4-3-3. Why is my number 6 all the way back there? Jeez. Totally missed that earlier. Well, we were bound to lose at some point when players end up with a 6-1 and a 6-2. It's just one of those days. Plus, Ventspils is a pretty good team. And we are now down in 3rd place because RFS won. So we... Supernova, that's our 2nd squad. So we have Valmiera 2 coming up in a few days for the Cup 2nd round match. I'm going to save the game, and we're going to be back with that in just a bit. Well, the nice thing about the Latvian Cup is that there doesn't seem to be any player restrictions, so I can start as many foreign players as I want. And that's exactly what we're doing. We got Kudrav, Kudra. In goal, Litvinskis, Dross, Hosek, and Vukmanik as the defensive back 4, Alpins and Timmy as the midfielders, Akinbully and Titov as the attacking midfielders, and Wamba and Sibirjanovs up top at the strikers. Titov and Vukmanik, they can both... No, he's a better... Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to jinx us by saying anything. But FM being FM, they'd probably hear my thoughts. Vukmanik to Timmy. Alpins. Up into space. Sibirjanovs takes the shot, but he skies it over the crossbar. Looks like he was forced to rush it by the keeper coming out, but that's okay. Throw in. Litvinskis gives it away, but Timmy's going to run it down. Gets it to Alpins. Timmy. Litvinskis. Alpins. Feeds Akinbully. It was sitting between the defenders. Akinbully loses it. It's kicked away, and that is the highlight. Come on, guys. We're better than this. Titov on the throw-in. Or corner kick. Serban. Oh, the... Woodwork hit. Vukmanik. Titov. Crosses it in. Wamba's there and he scores. That was a nice cross by Titov. A very nice goal by Wamba. It's actually a fairly decent crowd. Nice play by Wamba there. And a good cross by Titov. Akambule. He's fouled. Zedam's off. Red card. Went in with 2 feet. Enerfajevs to Petersons. To Dubro. Back out to Diouf. Justmanis. Alpins intercepts the ball. Up into space. Wamba can't get there. It's knocked back. Hosek. Titov ends up with the ball. Driving right. Drops it off to Vukmanik. He crosses it in. Alpins is there, and he absolutely sends a rocket shot over the crossbar. Petuhovs to Talavicius. Petuhovs. Dubro. Justmanis. To Diouf. Justmanis. Diouf. Talavicius. Diouf. They're moving the ball really well. Back and forth. Dubro. Petuhovs. Justmanis. Talavicius. Dross knocks it away. A little back and forth between the Valmiera players. Timmy steps in front of the ball, gets it away. Akambule breaking on the left. 1 against 5, tries sending it in, and a Valmiera player gets in the way. Another set-piece goal, guys. Let's go. Titov. Serbjanov's right at Frolov's. I literally encouraged my guys like 5 minutes ago, and it finally just went off. Litvinkus gives the ball away, but he gets it back, crosses in. Serbjanov's is there. It looks like the keeper went up for it. We'll have to see what happened there. Litvinkus throws it in. Akambule kicks it back. Litvinkus gets it before the Valmiera player can. Oh, I thought he headed it. Frolov's came out, but he didn't put much of a challenge on the ball. I suspect probably because he didn't want to get called for some sort of foul. Titov, corner kick in. Alpins, and he scores on a header. First goal of his season. Titov, another fine assist off a set piece. Well done, fellas. Mutez. Okay. Kickoff highlight. Enerfajevs to Justmanis. Gives the ball away. Drosk to Akambule. Back to Litvinskis. Out to Akambule. Centers it to Timmy. Up to Serbajanovs. Titov. Wamba loses the ball. Was he fouled? He was. Who's taking this? Titov? Vukmanik. Okay. Not quite sure why my defensive right back is taking the penalty kick, but okay. Zutmir, did that animation look a bit awkward? We'll pass 60 minutes here. Let's see if there's anybody who needs to come off. More importantly, there's anybody who can come off. My bench depth is limited, as I can say. Timmy is going to come off, and Traore is going to come on. And he's going to switch with Alpins. I don't have a replacement for Akambule. Can Wamba play the left? If Wamba can't, Serbajanovs can. He can play the right. Titov. Lipinskis. Nope. I totally screwed myself over on that. Okay. Just the one sub. Lipinskis. Traore. Oh, gives the ball away. Nadoye. Driving left. Oh, the defender came up, made a horrible play. But Nadoye got too eager. Krudojevsiks. Nice stop. Throw in for us. Vukmanik to Titov. Titov crosses in. Akambuli's there and he scores. That's like Titov has like 5 assists in 2 games. Really nice cross there. Vukmanik. Alpins. Back to Vukmanik. Loses the ball, gets it back. It's dispossessed. Pedohovs just bangs it forward. Hosek's going to run that down, hopefully. Hosek to Alpens. Titov. Crosses in. Serbajanov's there, and he scores. How many assists is that for Titov? It's got to be 4 at least for this game. Take a look here in just a minute. Nice cross. Serbajanov's up in a crowd to get a head on the ball to score there. Oh, look, kickoff highlight. Dubro. Petersons. Stepanovs. Dubro. Diouf. Pedohovs. Centers it to Diouf. Back to Dubro. Diouf. Back to Dubro. Salmons. Up into space. Pedohov's going to get there. Crosses it. Nadoye tries kicking in. It ping-pongs off a couple of different players before it's finally cleared. Wamba heads it down to Traore, who feeds Akinbule. Talavukis. Oh, Nadoye got up there, and he was stopped by a nice defensive play by the number 5, who is Hosek. Well done. Diouf. Knocked away by Traore, who can't stop it from going out of bounds. Dubro. Knocked back and forth, finally cleared. Serbajanov's evades one, but not the other. Talavukis runs it down, gets it to Diouf, and that's the highlight. And Titov has 4 assists. That is pretty wild. Into the game coming up, and that is it. A 6-0 shutout of Valmiera 2. David Titov. David Titov. 4 assists. Finished on a 9-7. That was well done. Any other big winners? Riga won 5-0. Ventspils won 5-0. Ventspils 2 beat Meta. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Oh, we're going to totally praise Titov here. Alpin's yellow card limit. Do the press conference here real quick. Okay. You know, I think the third round had already been drawn. Yeah, we're playing RFS, who are currently second. Decent squad, looks like. I'll have to scout them out here. Team reports. Squad. Scouting report. Team report. I think what we're going to do is come back for RFS and Riga. That just makes the most sense. And then we'll go from there. So, you know, only officially 2 seasons into the season, and we're almost halfway through. But that's how it is in some of these smaller leagues when you're not playing a ton of games. So, that loss against Ventspils is going to great. I've got to figure out this foreign player thing. I've also got to start rating other teams for their good players. One of the things I may end up having to do, and I have the budget to do it, is overpay for some players. And I've got a transfer budget as well, so I can always come up on the salary. You know, I've signed a couple promising amateur players to decent salaries. Tin Vukmanik is my highest paid player at €1,000 a week. Kudryavtsevs, okay. Vyacheslav, I pronounce that, no problem. My keeper is the second highest player and well worth it. Hosek, you know, almost all my foreign players are fairly well played. So, plus it's also, you know, come the January transfer window, maybe time to see if I can't get something for a player like Badr Kamara or Luis Igbenegwa. You know, I thought playing a European Journeyman, I'd only have to deal with the European names. How wrong I was. That said, the first match not so great. The second match really, really good. David Titov's magic right foot with 4 assists, leading us to a 6-0 victory. We're setting ourselves up well for the season. You know, the goal is finish top 4. I think, Yeah, we were picked to finish 4th. I think if we can get one of these top 2 spots, we'll be doing really well. I'll settle for top 4, but our goal is 1st or 2nd place, and that's what we're going to try and do. So if you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, questions, criticism, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those as fast as I can. My name's FM21. I thank you for watching.